The Mask with Jim Carrey. Great movie. I got 3 masks. There was this one, another one just like it, hard copy, and then a soft one that I'll show you that was the one in the beginning of the movie that floats up in the water. On the back of it, you see a little mechanism here, okay? With a little loop, there's a spring. You see this little spring here? Wing. What this was the director wanted, when Jim Carrey finds the mask floating in the water, wanted him to pick it up out of the water and thought it would be real funny if when Jim turns it around, a frog hits him in the face. And that's what that is. We built that to throw a frog in his face, which we did, but they cut out of the movie, which is fine and stuff. And then this is the mask that Jim gets the light on him as well and goes, I'm just looking for my mask, just trying to find my mask or something like that, right? Anyway, this is signed by Jim Carrey, who doesn't really like to sign things, even back then when he wasn't so famous. And I was kind of warned about this. So we just finished doing the whole shoot up in the Coco Bongo and everything. So we're busted our butts, dead tired, late at night, early in the morning by the time we're finished, go back down to the trailer and stuff. And I'm talking to my guys, and Jim Carrey comes walking by and he says, hey, effects, great job. I says, thanks, Jim. Jim, could you do me a favor? And he goes, yeah, what? And I went, could you sign this mask for me? And you just see Jim go. I give him a pen. He goes, what do you want me to say on it? I said, to effects, blah, 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 you know, Jim Carrey. Okay. And he goes to sign it. He's writing to effects. And I went, and could you sign this one here to Tom, me? He just looks at me, puts a pen down and walks away. Thanks, Jim. Look at the first mess, to effects, blah, 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 Jim Carrey. This one, to Tom, now leave me alone, Jim Carrey. That's what this says on it, to Tom, now leave me alone, Jim Carrey. So the other iconic prop mask from the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey. This one here is lightweight, okay? Now they made some foam rubber ones for the dog to catch and chew and run with and stuff. But this one here was made, you could see there's all these air bubbles inside of it, okay? The reason this one is so rare is this is the one that floats in the beginning of the movie. Mickey Duff, special effects guy, who worked for me on the movie, he was one of the divers in the water. And the other diver got hit in the head with the thing, and then the thing opens up, and the mask comes floating out, and it goes up and stuff. Well, Mickey held on to this thing for years. And maybe about 8 years ago or something, 10 years ago, Mickey got in contact with me. He's living in Georgia and stuff. He says, you still collecting the props and everything? I said, yeah. He says, you know, I still have the mask, the one that floated and everything else. I went, oh man, I'd love to have that. He goes, it's yours. I'm going to send it to you. What am I going to do with it? And Mickey sent it to me. And here it is right here. So this is the first time we see the mask. And whenever a mask was floating on the water, on the top of the water, it was this one here. Well, we made the chest open up and we made the pipe drop down. But once that chest opened up and stuff, that was it. I do believe at one point when we had it on top of the water at the end of the movie when they're chasing after and stuff, we put a piece of foam underneath it to help it stay up on top of the water to make it, you could see it better and everything. But I know that this is the one and only mask that floated up in the beginning. Now, people have gotten the mask because there was probably around 12 of them on set, you know, props had and stuff like that. And I'm sure that people took them years later and made molds off of them and everything else. But believe me, nobody has the one that Jim Carrey wrote to me, Tom, now leave me alone. and this one here, which Mickey Duff held onto for all these years, that floated and came out of the system and stuff.